All right. Let's turn that off. You know what's really interesting is the lights make me so dark. These back lights here, my camera picks up on it. It's very interesting. And I can turn zoom on, but no one wants to see my pasty whiteness on the screen. It's all good. What's up, Land O'Lakes? Welcome in. How you doing? We're just getting this party started a little bit later today, but it's all good. We're here. Old game lady's laughing at that. So wherever you are, whether you're sitting in your desk chair or you're joining us down on the floor, find a taller seated position, right? Just we're checking in on our posture, seeing how much space and length we can get out of the spine here. Imagine the crown of the head being magnetized up towards the ceiling here. And as you close your eyes, we'll start to draw the attention into our breath. Feeling a deepening as we take a big inhale. And a nice long exhale. Good. Again, we're inhaling nice and deep, seeing how much we can expand through the belly and through the rib cage. Good. One more time there. Nice and deep. And exhale. Nice. So even if you're just watching along, you can still do these first couple of movements from your desk chair. Let's drop the chin down. Start to roll the head around in a slow motion. Slow motion. Oh yeah. Now you might be feeling that snap, crackle, pop. Especially Kuro came in already creaking and popping. Good to see you in here, Kuro. Head rolling down and around. Really take your time with it. I mean, even if you're just taking a quick break from, being on the computer doing some work there, this can be a nice little neck reset. Let's reverse the direction here. And we're not, not reinventing the wheel here. These aren't like groundbreaking movements, but oftentimes we don't need that. Right? The tried and true. But it's often this simple stuff that it's so easy we almost forget to do it. So it's nice to be reminded, oh yeah, I can just do this in my own body. Good. Let's bring that head back to neutral. Take our shoulder blades up, back, and down. Nice. Everything's so stiff, it hurts like mad. Well, doing the best that you can here. This is Yoga Playground, so use it as your time to explore and play within your body. So move slowly. If there's pain, right, if it hurts, you can always back off a little bit, dial it down. If it still hurts and there's discomfort in certain positions that we'll be in today, you can always back off. Feel free to drop it in chat if you need a modification. I know that Fuzzy Wuzzy has dropped that in chat before. Hey, this isn't working for my body, and then I can show something. So, and don't feel afraid to do that, because we can, what you're experiencing might be similar to what somebody else feels, and maybe they're just not asking. So, good. Nice. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms out wide, then up tall. Feel the ribs kind of widening open as your arms reach up above you. Exhale, arms come right down the middle. Inhale, reaching wide, reaching tall. Exhale. You did a lot of alternatives. That's great. And if anybody's in here that's a little bit more advanced and you want to ramp things up, feel free to do that as well. Let's do one more of these. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale. Hands right down the middle. Very nice. Let's inhale, reach up tall. This time, hands just come out in front of us. We're coming into our all fours. All fours. Nice. We're going to move the spine a little bit with our cat and our cow. So inhale, we feel the spine arch. We're looking up. We're aiming our tailbone up towards the sky. Feeling the spinal muscles. Wow, I sure am dark. Exhale. Round it down. Keep that going there. I'm just going to drop the brightness of these, and my camera should adjust so you can see me better. There we go. The blue, it's really interesting. The blue adjusts the contrast of my camera in a weird way. I find it fascinating. I want to look into that, why it does that. So let's go into your freestyle cat-cow here. So freedom to play, freedom to explore. Notice today I'm feeling this kind of side-to-side action. Yours might look more like a circle. Maybe it looks even weirder than that, right? These weird different combinations of where we can put our hands and move our spine. Let your body guide you here. There we go. Now you can type and work and clearly yell. Why you gotta yell, Sarah? There we go. Now I can type and work. I'm teasing. That's how I am sometimes, though. I'm just yelling the whole time. I'm like, sup, sup, sup. Alrighty. So let's get into the wrists a little bit. We're going to spin our hands. I'm going to go into this side cam. We're going to spin the fingertips in towards you. And start with your shoulders forward of your wrists. If you want more, we slide it back. Right? If you want a little less, if that's too much for your wrists, we keep that forward lean. So it's up to you how much you want here. I'm just kind of rocking in and out. I'm shifting from my left, sitting back into my right hip to my left hip, and that changes the dynamic of the stretch through the wrist. So feel free to play here. Good. Let's come back to center. We're going to shake the wrists out for just a second. And then we're going to go into the backs of our palms here. So I'm going to take the back of the palm, back of the knuckles, back of the fingernails to the floor. Starting with elbows bent is going to be how most of us start this. This is a pretty extreme position for the wrists, so go gently into this. As you press down into the floor, some of you can straighten the wrists a little bit more. Just notice where your stopping point is. If you're somebody who can get the arms to completely straight, you can work towards spinning the pits of the elbows forward in this position. Nice. Just giving the wrists a little bit of loving. Kuro, were you sore from anybody, sore in a specific area from Celti's workout? And you too, Sarah. I'm just curious if there's something we can focus on today. Since this is my only yoga class this week, I figure we'll just kind of do overall body stuff. Let's shake those wrists out. Shake them, shake them, shake them like a Polaroid. Yeah, Gina's over here like in the Zoom chat. Shoulders. Okay, shoulders are feeling a little bit sore. Gotcha. All right, we can do some shoulder stretches. Let's come into our downward facing dog. Now this one, you're going to feel it in the shoulders. As we push the floor away, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Oh, I haven't done a few workouts for a couple of weeks. Right shoulder, you pulled a muscle. Oh no, in the front of your shoulder, back of the shoulder. Whereabouts is it, Fuzzy? Sarah? Okay. Curl hasn't done them for a few weeks. That's fine. You could use this to kind of ease your way back into some of his workouts, Curl. So allowing the knees to bend and the heels to lift is not necessarily a bad thing here. It allows us to reach higher through the tailbone. And notice what happens. My chest goes through my arms a little bit more. So I get a better overhead stretch. And I'm still getting the stretch out of the backs of the legs. In fact, if I don't move any of my upper body, we can start to straighten the legs without getting into that rounded position through the spine. A lot of people think, oh, downward dog, I need to have legs straight, heels flat.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the advanced version of it, but bending the knees is not a bad thing here. Let's use the feet and walk ourselves to the top of the mat. We'll be in a forward fold. And just hang here. Let everything be heavy. Head, arms, shoulders. Sometimes I shake my arms like noodles. Other times I like to shake the head gently, yes and no. Back riding between my spine and your scap. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll do, some eagle arms will help stretch out that area. We'll add that in today. So everything just locked up and my arms fell asleep during the arm stretches of Celti's stretch day. Oh, interesting. I hope that sensation came back once you stopped, or was it a lingering sensation that it just stayed numb afterwards? Good. Let's do a couple of spinal rolls, since it feels like we can all use a little bit of just overall body loving, spine loving. So we're going to do a little roll-up position here. Bend the knees a little deeper than they normally are. We're going to draw that tailbone underneath us. And feel yourself rolling slowly upwards. Your spine is stacking one vertebrae at a time. Head and shoulders are still really heavy here. And they are the last thing to come up. Hey, Marcel, welcome in. What's happening? Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you, Marcel. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good evening, right, out there in Switzerland. I appreciate that. Let's go back down to our roll. So we're going to reverse the movement here. Let's start by tucking the chin, rolling the thumbs inwards, which rolls the shoulders forward. So we're really kind of broad across the upper back. Sarah, this might feel really nice as you spread the shoulder blades. And then just like a candy cane, we're going to round ourselves down, soften the knees until we get back to that forward fold. And then as we inhale, we're going to go back up. Knees bend, hips draw underneath, spine stacks one part at a time. We roll up, shoulders roll up, back, and down. Head is stacked. We'll do 2 more of those. So to get back into it, I'll show you from the front. I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to roll my thumbs inwards, which brings my shoulders inwards. Gives me that kind of hunched back position. And then I'm going to roll my spine downward. When I can't go any more in this forward fold, I allow my knees to bend, and that gives me the last bit of space to get down there. So we're just kind of greasing the old spine here. Knees bend. Draw that tailbone under you. Roll yourself on up.
Good. And our final little roll up, roll down here. Body rolls is what I call them. So we're going to take our palms, turn them in, tuck the chin, round it down. Think of a candy cane curving from the top down. I guess it makes that sound. The sleeping went away, but it was clearly nerves being pinched by tight muscles. Yeah, I've had that in certain stretches, Kuro, as well. It would be concerning if it lingered, but if you got out of the stretch and it went away, we're making our way back up to standing. If you stopped the stretch and the sensation came back, right, that's just things are tight. We're cutting off either blood flow or pinching a nerve. Generally, it's blood flow if it's a going to sleep issue. Nerve would be more of a shocking electric type of sensation through your body, right? Generally speaking. But if you've had that before and you know that it's more of a nerve thing, you know your body better than I do. All right, so let's flow through a little bit of a vinyasa. Inhale. We're going to reach our arms nice and tall. Just a series of movements to get us back down to our downward dog. Exhale, forward fold. You'll hear that in a lot of classes. Hey, let's cycle through a vinyasa. Inhale, the hands to the shins. The spine is going to straighten to lift us up about halfway. And exhale, we're going to bend knees to plant the hands. Step into your plank. And let's hold this for a few breaths here. Feel your fingers spreading wide. Push down into the floor. And give your butt a little bit of a tuck. Nice deep breath in here. Long exhale.
Feel the breath controlled, even if your body's shaking a little bit. It's kind of, the breath is kind of like the fake it till you make it, right? You're breathing easy as if the movement is effortless for you. Eventually, it becomes more effortless. Yeah, definitely turn off that fan. Let's lower the knees, then chest and chin. Nurse, that makes me think of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? Burp, Charlie, burp. On our in-breath, slide everything forward so the belly will flatten, but the chest lifts up. This is our Cobra. Let's hold this for a couple of breaths just to feel the strong muscles of our back that lift us into this spinal extension. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to kind of take it a little bit more easy today. Just a little slower, maybe not as high intensity. Usually on these upper body Thursdays, we do some sort of like arm balance or handstand thing. I think today we're just going to keep it a little bit more mellow and straightforward. Good. Lower the forehead to the floor. And then push your hips back to your heels and just feel a brief child's pose. If this position, this is generally a rest position in yoga, but it does take a lot of flexibility through the knees. If this is too much on your knees, you can always do this from maybe just higher up, or find a position that just feels good for you to rest in. All right? And you can go there anytime through the class. But for now, let's come back into our downward facing dog. Take some really deep breaths here, breathing into your belly. Letting it all go with a long exhale. Big in-breath. And exhale. One more time. Good. We're going to use the feet. Walk them forward. If you know how to jump up, you can do that. It's a bit more advanced. I actually prefer the walk up, to be honest, but that's just me. Inhale, the hands are going to come to the shins. It's a spinal arch, just like our Cobra, to lift halfway up. And then we exhale, just kind of deflating, like a tube man with no motor. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Arms reaching tall. By the way, that's my sister and I were talking about it. I think that's what I'm going to do for my sub badges, is just like different colored tube men. I think that'll be good. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. Let's do that 2 more times, going through that same sequence. Really nice. If there's one thing you take away from a yoga class, if you just do that series of movements, what we combo as like a vinyasa, just doing those a couple of times out in your day can be a nice self-practice. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Mike Fit. Come on in. I'm not going to shield you guys. I'm going to welcome you in with arms wide open. No need to war. Let's make love, not war. Come on in, guys. How are we doing? Mike, how is it? How was your class? We got Jem. We got Primitive Rage. We got A217. How are we doing? We're just doing some vinyasas, opening things up. Welcome back. I have been gone for about a week. Come on in. The water's fine. We're going to inhale, reach the body tall. Forward fold. We got Land O'Lakes. Hello again. Hello. I love that. Dirty feet. Excellent. Ah, nice. Ooh, I love your little raid sticker there. We're going to inhale, bring that body halfway up. Party is started now. Hello. Oh my gosh. Do we have any? Actually, both my mods are taking the class right now. So let me get some shout outs. If we got any mod. Oh, thank you, nurse. You don't have to do that. I know you're taking the class right now. So we're going to bend the knees enough to step into our plank. Let's hold this for a couple of breaths. Feel a strong core. But yes, we got all of our lovely people here. We got Yoga with Jen. We got Marcel Yoga, both awesome yoga streamers here on Twitch. We got Primitive Rage out in the UK doing some calisthenics, doing some ring workouts. Of course, we got Mike Fit. Definitely new, but holy crap, you came into Twitch hot, my man. You are You are all about it. I love seeing your little family workouts. It's really cool. Okay, do I have any more? 8217, Instigator. My elbow still hurts. Thank you for that. I like to blame you as a joke. It's my own fault, though. I even said it in the clip. All right, Nurse Fuzzy Wuzzy, thank you for all those shout-outs. Let's lower the knees and then the chest and chin between the hands. Oh, good. As we inhale, let's slide forward and up. Cobra, let's hold this one for a little bit. If you want some more out of this, hands can float up off the ground. Oh yeah, we got Land O'Lakes. Sorry, I didn't say that for the shout out. Ooh, fitness in the house as well. Welcome in. Welcome. You've got mail. All right, if you want a little more here, you can reach the arms forward, but don't let that chest drop. You can let the beat drop. Just don't let the chest drop. And then we're going to pull those hands in. And then you can push back into our downward facing dog. Hoo-yah! What's up, everyone? Long time no see. Been in Idaho with my sister, Old Game Lady, for the last week. We did a couple of joint streams on her account. We did, what did we do, Gina? We did craps. We did a karaoke night. I think that's it. Craps and karaoke, I think. Park slackline. Oh, yeah, that was a quick one. I was doing my Wim Hof breathing in the background. People thought I was just doing creepy breathing. Yeah, well, I was breathing loudly, exactly. All right, so we're going to take our feet. We're going to walk them forward. If you know how to hop up, it looks a little something like this. Going to bend the knees, look forward, and pounce. All right, I actually prefer the walk up, to be honest, like I said before. Let everything hang in that forward fold. Had to take a second as all the upside down had you a little bit dizzy. Nice. Nurse, thank you for saying that. Because sometimes people in these inversions, it can take a lot out of them. So taking it easy, that's perfect. I appreciate you doing all the shout outs and listening to your body. So the hands come to the shins. As you breathe in, we're going to arch the spine, which lifts us halfway up. I see this one done kind of like this candy cane roll-up thing. But what we're looking to do is get a little bit of extension through the spine here. Breathing in. And exhale, refold. As we inhale, come all the way up. Arms reach out wide, then they reach up tall. Whoa. And exhale. Arms down alongside your body. Nice. All right, we're going to do one more. Nurse, I have inner ear problems again, so Dizzy is 100% your middle name right now. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. Well, doing the best that you can because there is a lot of position changes as we go through some of these yoga poses. So it sounds like you know how to listen to your body and modify or take breaks when you need to. And that's what this practice is about. It's not like, you got to do everything I say. I mean, some teachers are like that, but not me. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. I'm kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure kind of teacher. Hey, you want to work harder? Cool, go for it. You don't want to work so hard? That's fine too. Inhale, hands to the shins. We're lifting halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant hands. We're going to step into our plank position again. We're going to hold. We're using this as a little bit of our core work here today. Feel free if you want to do any add-ons to make these harder, lifting one limb at a time, right? You can do that. Or just hold it, right? Nothing wrong. You have the same thing happen to you? Low blood pressure. Oh, yeah. I've got some low blood pressure, too. That affects me. A little different than inner ear stuff. If your vestibular system is like, I'm not cooperating, it gives weird signals to the brain, especially if it's different from your visual input. If your vestibular and your visual do not line up, we get sick. That's what, car sickness is or seasickness. Knees drop. Then the chest and the chin go between the hands. Ka-ding. Inhale, slide forward and up. Do-do-do. Let's just rest the head for a moment. I just want to set up with another variation of this lift here. So flip the toes. We're going to reach the arms back and interlace the fingers. Using an inhale, reach the knuckles down towards your heels. Lift the chest. Woo! It's an inner ear infection. Oh, no. that lingers to mess with me? Do you have to let it linger? Did you have to? Did you have to? Did you have to let that inner ear infection linger? I know it's not your choice, Sarah. But I had to. I just had to. Oh, gosh. Literally and figuratively, yes. All right, so now we get a little bit of shoulder action here as we get this lifted sensation. Very good. Lower down. Hands come to the side there. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Let's come into our downward facing dog. All right, so we're building heat. I know I'm going through these pretty slow, and we're chit-chatting and joking along the way, but it's all good. Slow doesn't necessarily have to mean easy either. Try doing a 10-second push-up. And you'll see very quickly that slow does not always equal easy. Breathing. Or a 10-second pull-up. Can you imagine? Oh, no. Sarah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Good to know, Kuro. Good to know. Get some shibari rope up in here. By the way, there is going to be a yoga. We're having another yoga-thon. Let's walk the feet up to the top of the mat. I'll tell you this in the forward fold. We've got another yoga-thon coming up on the 30th. So definitely a Halloween theme. Jen, I think you're doing it too. I'm finally part of it because I'm actually in town. But Mel's camp is doing, what's hers, Jen? Like a Dom yoga, like bondage yoga, something. So Kuro, you might want to tune into that one. Oh, you're not in it this time. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I've missed the last two, so it's all good. Can I tie you up a bit later on Discord? I need your opinion on something. Clever, Sarah, clever. All right, let's bring the hands to the shins. Feel that half lift through the spine. And really we feel this increase in hamstring stretch here. Exhale into that fold. Oh. Inhale. Let's come all the way up. Arms reach tall. And exhale, arms down by the side. Oh, yeah, some shibari rope work, Dom yoga thing. Should definitely be interesting. Insert naughty wink. Yeah, what's a naughty wink? With a tongue out or something? I don't know. Or just a wink with charge behind it. I don't know. All right, so let's get into our chair pose. I don't do chair pose a ton in here. I like to have feet together. Yeah, that's what Mel's camp is doing. She's another streamer. So I'm going to keep my heels planted. I'm going to let my knees travel forward and my hips drop. I teach chair pose a little bit differently. This is more of like the Ashtanga approach to chair pose, which prioritizes a little bit more of the spinal extension than getting super low in this position. You can see I'm a little bit more upright here, a little bit more like a lightning bolt versus sitting really low into the hips. It's a wink with intention behind it. There you go. There you go, Curl. Check out Mel's camp. We're still finalizing the schedule, but we'll be announcing it quite a bit. Good. Let's forward fold from here. I shouldn't be talking in such a hard pose. Inhale, half lift up. And exhale, bend the knees, plant hands. We're going to step into our plank. So we've been doing that knees, chest, and chin lowering, which is totally fine. You can stick with that if that felt like enough. But chaturanga is kind of like a negative push-up, right? I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to lower about halfway down. When I inhale next, I straighten the arms, flip the toes, and come into this upward facing dog. Exhale. Push yourself up and back. Yeah, I second what Jen says. Just taking it easy. Thank you for being here, Sarah, but if you need to take any rest, please do. Oh, she's writing a story. Nice. Kuro, where are you coming from? Where are you located? All right, so we're going to make our way towards Warrior 1. We're going to start with raising our right leg up into the air. Now, to get this right foot between the hands, some people like this dynamic kind of swinging of the leg and getting it up there. You can try that. As you become more advanced, we want that swinging leg to become a knee towards the nose and planting that foot there. But however we get that foot to the top of the mat is fine for now. So for our Warrior 1 setup, I'm going to drop the back heel to about a 45-degree angle. So my feet are right foot, left foot. Got this little 45-degree arrangement there. Okay. As you come up, we're going to square the hips, really anchor through that back leg. I'm going to do my darndest to straighten that leg a lot. And then we're reaching up with our arms. All right. And the hips are going to want to stay open. That's a little bit easier. But as you drive those hips to square up with the front of the mat, you'll notice if you're pushing down, you're turning the hips and reaching up, we got this nice stretch through the left hip flexor. And then it's just a matter of micro bending that front knee to get more out of this stretch, as long as we have our anchors set. Oh, you're Dutch. Oh, okay. 21:37 right now. Got you. Nice curl. I didn't know. I thought you were in the States for whatever reason. I thought you might even be like Kansas City based, like Sarah and Celtsy and John KC and Bros and Blokes and whoever else you guys have out there in the KC area. All right, so let's do our humble warrior here. We're just going to take the arms, bring them down. Well, you're in that area, aren't you? Not Kansas City proper, but you're local, aren't you? Or you were at some point, right? You knew Celtsy personally. You're in Iowa. Got it. Sorry. But at some point you were close, were you not? Okay, so we'll get in here and then we'll clear this up. You used to. Gotcha. My bad. I just remember there was a KC connection. We got our knuckles pulled down, which opens our chest. Kuro, I'm thinking of you here. And then we're going to lean forward. So the easiest level for this humble warrior is just to rest your chest on your thigh and allow the knuckles to come up and over. All right? A little bit more challenging, we pick up the body, and maybe we're just resting the right shoulder on the thigh here. And most advanced is going to be kind of pick up, and you're basically holding your body weight with the strength of your right leg. I'm just hovering here. You can probably see it in the side cam. USA, but my family and friends are in South Africa, Sweden. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so tough. You got to either talk late in the evening or early in the morning. All right, this one's tough, so we're going to come out of it. Straighten that front leg and bring the hands to the hips. We're going to take that back leg and bump it forward. Humble warrior. I know, it is very humbling. The movement itself is quite humbling as well. So what I've done is from the back foot, I've bumped it up a little bit closer to the front foot, and I'm really emphasizing these square hips. We're going to come into our pyramid pose here. Hands start on the hips. As you inhale, feel the spine getting a little bit straighter. Exhale, keep that straightness through the spine as you hinge forward. Right? You can use your hands to rest on your thigh or your shin. Just skip the knee here. The knee doesn't like to bend that way. If you have blocks, they can be really handy here. All right, and if you take yoga classes online or you do stretches at home, I highly recommend getting a pair of yoga blocks. Even if you don't do yoga, but you still stretch your body after workouts, these can be excellent tools because look at this. I can't quite, well, I can reach the floor, but sometimes I can't if I'm feeling sore. So I use the blocks to bring the floor to me, and I can make the stretch a bit more accessible. A lot of people see the blocks and props as a negative thing. I encourage them because it allows us to really understand what it is we're trying to get out of each pose and each stretch versus like, I got to look this way. And then, you know, you're compensating all through your body. You're not actually getting the benefits of the pose because your focus is just like, oh, I have to look a certain way. My hands have to be in a certain place, right? So I highly encourage props. Props and blocks are life. Yes, freaking love them. Me too, Jen. Me too. No crud, that is all over the place. Yeah. Oh, Curl, we will be announcing it more and more. Flexi Tiffy is organizing it. So I just want to let's come up here. Let's come up to vertical. I want to give the option. Oh, Gina's gone down to horizontal. You're good though. You modified. What are alternatives for blocks? You could use bottles. You could use boxes. You could use like a chair or a stool. You know, if this was like the seat of a chair, you could use that for now. Blocks are just handy to move around a lot. If you've got all these poses that you're trying or stretches that you're doing, it's a little more cumbersome to move a chair around, but it will work. Books, plasticware, pots, yep, coffee table, even a chair. Even a chair can work, exactly. All right, so we're going to come up. We're going to give a chance to try a little balance pose, a warrior 3. And no matter your level, you can do some iteration of this, and I'll show you how. Okay? So we start in that vertical position right before we went into our pyramid pose. I'm going to bend into that front knee just a little bit so that I can shift my weight over the front leg, and then I can come up. Maybe this is it. Right? I've got my back toe here for stability. I'm working on my balance on one leg. Great. Or you can start to hinge a little bit deeper. Maybe you do it with just your hands being supported by blocks or your chair, right? I like a supported warrior 3 a lot. Deeper expressions might be, airplane arms, or the full pose is really arms reaching out, leg reaching back, trying to stay kind of like horizontal. But my hips are pretty sore, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do more of a modified. And actually, I'll show a super modified, which is just here, right? I'm just barely hinged forward. Oh, your head is starting to hurt. Definitely take a rest. Let's all come back up to standing. Woo! And just shake that out. So curl, if your head is starting to hurt, feel free to just come down and take a chill pill in child's pose. And that was meant in the nicest way. Normally take a chill pill is an insult. But yeah, you can totally rest here. You can also come to your back. And we're heading here pretty soon as well. Right? This is just for Kuro because Kuro said they were feeling a little pain in the head. So feel free to come here and just breathe, focus on your breath. Okay? For everyone else, we're going to do the left side of all of the Warrior 1, Pyramid, and Warrior 3 that we did. So we're standing at the top of the mat. We're going to come into our chair pose. Feet are together, heel stays planted. As I drop my hips down, I let my knees come forward. Arms reach tall. Yeah, even free weights can be props. Exactly, like a dumbbell propped up on its end. Oh, that mega stretch pose is what I shortly go into when I cannon a showdown ball across the board. Wow, that didn't make any sense. Oh, that mega stretch pose is what I shortly go into when you cannon a showdown ball across the board. Maybe you can give me some context there. I'm totally lost. Okay, I'm glad it's not me. I miss a lot of stuff in chat when I'm streaming and when I'm teaching. It just goes over my head. I'm glad I'm not the only one that missed that there. All right, so we're going to inhale halfway up and exhale. We're really taking our time transitioning from these poses and shapes, but that's all good. So showdown is a sport for visually impaired. Oh, okay. All right, good. There we go. Totally didn't know that. Thank you for that, Curl. So knees, chest, and chin can drop down, Or if you want to take the little bit more challenging chaturanga, it's a forward, then down. Only halfway. Flip my toes, inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest. There's our upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. I know, I didn't know that either, Jen. Just catching our breath here. So we're going to go to the other side, which means our left leg goes up into the air. We're setting up for our warrior one. So some of you can use some momentum of this left leg swinging forward to step that foot. As we become more advanced, that swing becomes more of a controlled stepping action, which requires a little bit more ab strength to do. Back foot is going to set down, set up for our warrior one. So we've got our back foot anchor. We're going to steer our hips to the front of the mat, and that already right there might be a lot. Hey, Stelios, thank you. Welcome back to you as well. This is my first stream back since Idaho. And arms reach tall for our warrior one. More open shoulders can have, hey, Life of Dave, thank you for the follow. If you'd like to see a yoga pose, if you're interested in one, if we're looking down there, let me know. I'd be happy to show you something. Good. So tighter shoulders, right? They can go a little bit wider with the arms. It was good. Yeah, the trip was nice. It was good to see family. It was good to hang out with the siblings. And yeah, I was missing everybody. I got to pop into a couple streams here and there, but it's just not the same. Nice. Here's our warrior one. We're going to come into our humble warrior. So the stance, everything from the waist down stays the same. We're going to bring the hands down, interlace the fingers, this time with the opposite grip. So the one that feels really weird, that's usually the opposite grip. Oh, as you reach the knuckles to the floor, you'll feel the broadness across your shoulders. And exhale, we're going to hinge. And again, just quickly, we've got a little easier is just the chest just resting on that front thigh. A little bit harder, it's just the outer shoulder that's resting on that front thigh. And then kind of the most extreme would be letting that chest just kind of float on the inside of that left thigh. We really have to steer our hips here. This demands a lot from the hips to be totally floating, and I can feel the difference in this hip. This is much tighter. So I'm trying to lift my fists up and over my head here. I'm feeling the strength of my legs. And on your next in-breath, we're going to bring the knuckles back to the tailbone, which brings us all the way up, and then you can straighten that front leg. Woo! My goodness. I can feel my lack of doing yoga over the last week or so. So we're going to take the hands to the hips. We're going to bump that back foot up just a little bit further. So when I do a really strong and deal power move, I go into warrior three and extend as far and fast as possible before you do a wrist flick. Oh, interesting. I'm going to have to look that up because I've never even heard of that sport. So how is it different? How does it accommodate visually impaired people? I didn't catch. Was it too late for you? What was too late for you, Stelios? We're going to come into our pyramid pose. So I've bumped that back foot up, which makes the hips squaring a bit easier, a little bit more accessible. Okay? So I'm going to inhale nice and straight through my spine. Exhale. Keep the straightness as you hinge from the waist. Now you can rest on the thighs or the shin. Just avoid the knee, like I said, or we use our props. And that kind of got this whole conversation of what else can you use for blocks. Oh no, I'm sorry. I must have missed that, Kuro. My apology, because I don't recall. But if you don't feel like explaining it, you don't have to. No, Stelios, we did a couple of streams from my sister's account, Old Game Lady. I didn't get to do any mobile streams from my account. The sport is a combination between air hockey and table tennis. Oh, interesting. Okay. Warrior 3 symbolizes it's the hero warrior striking their opponent. Oh, cool, Jen. I didn't realize that, but it totally makes sense. Speaking of Warrior 3, let's try it again, right? So we're going to inhale, come all the way up. And to get our weight over our front leg, we got to bend a little bit into that front foot. Okay? And that allows us to shift our weight into that front leg. And now I'm just balancing on that front leg. This might be your Warrior 3. Just a slight lean forward, standing on one leg. We're still balancing. As we get deeper and deeper and deeper, we can be here. Oh my goodness. This hip is very angry, so I'm going to use some support. This is my left hip that's been giving me some problems lately, so I like to be supported here, and I'm still active, right? I'm lifting my leg, I'm dropping my hip, I feel this, but I'm really getting all that juiciness out of the hip there. All players are blindfolded. Whoa! That's awesome. So you're just kind of playing by sound. That is super cool. Right on, Mike. Hey, thank you for the raid, my man. Good to see you. And it was fun catching some of your streams with your whole family working out. You guys have great energy. Thank you for coming through. Super set, Mike. You got a little catchphrase now and everything. All right, let's come on out of this. We're going to come back up to standing. Rip. What? Why are you yelling my name? All three warrior poses tell the story of the hero, Virabhadra. Hence the poses are called Virabhadrasana. Yeah, asana just means kind of like pose, right? All right, let's step to the top and just shake those hips out, right? Because now we're even. Hopefully things should feel equal in the hips. Okay, and we're going to go back down to, well, we're going to make our way down to the floor and start winding things down. What is it, Sarah? Why did you yell my name? Hi, I'm Jen, and I like to share random information. It's relevant. It's relevant information. Let's inhale. Come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Oh, my goodness. Nurse, Sarah, that is awesome. I thought you were yelling at me, but that was like a exclamation like, I did it. Well done, Sarah. Nice job on that. That's your bad knee, too. And you held it. That's freaking awesome. Let's come down to forward fold. And we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor. If you want to try to get a little clever with it, I'm going to cross my right shin over my left. I'm going to bend both knees and lower to the floor. That was a holy shiz balls. I got balance. We got a round of applause. You know what? You know what I got for you? I got this for you. That's for you. Come on. Come on. Why didn't it work? You try it. You try it. Maybe it didn't go through because it's on my phone. We're going to recline onto our backs. Try it, just crowd, because that's the one I have it set to. All right, we're on our back. It should work. Come on. It worked earlier before everyone got in here. Oh, well. All right, so I'm hugging my knees into my chest. Maybe you're rocking side to side. Nothing fancy here. We're just going to kind of cool it down. The suspense, what are we waiting for? Well, I was wanting that to work. It should have a cheering crowd sound effect, but for whatever reason, it's not working. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's just crowd. Or you could try exclamation point boo, because the crowd isn't working. And if it works, then, yeah, what the fuck? So let's straighten that left leg down. We're going to take that right leg up into the air. If you've got a strap, they can be really helpful here, but I'm just going to assume most people don't. You could even use a little towel. Yep, thanks, technology. You did it again. All right, a towel might work here. Or if you don't have anything, you can just grab behind your thigh or your calf.
So Jen, no yogathon. Was it just a schedule conflict, or just couldn't make it? Because you were in the last one, right? Last two, maybe. Oh no, because the first one was just Grace, Amber, Tiffy, one other person. You had one job, exactly. One job. Nice. Let's do our little lying down figure 4. So I'm going to bend my left knee. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left thigh. Okay. Now this might be enough. If your hips are really, really tight, simply pushing on that right thigh may be plenty for you. And also, if you're just watching and you're sitting in your desk chair, you can absolutely do this, right? Just cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And do me a favor, flex those toes wherever you are, which will help to keep that ankle aligned a little bit better there. Okay? If you're on the ground and you want a little bit more, you can grab behind the thigh. If you want more than that, reach forward and grab in front of the shin. That will just pull the knee closer to your chest, and it will give you a deeper stretch through the hip. Now, if you want more and you're sitting in your chair doing this, lift your spine up, get it as straight as possible, and lean forward like you're aiming your sternum over your shin to get more out of that hip stretch. This is really good, especially if you've been sitting at a desk all day. Right? And I'm actively trying to push my knee away from me to get more out of this stretch. Schedule, and I didn't feel moved to join this time. I missed the first one. I wasn't on Twitch yet. Oh, yeah. It's going... I'm feeling like I'm missing out on this one. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, we'll definitely miss you, Jen. I felt that same way when I missed the last one. I was away on a trip, so I couldn't join, nor could I really watch. I was driving up to Oregon, so good. Let's release this side. Straighten that right leg and just send it down the mat. I'm happy to be a part of this one. It lines up well. We're going to do our beer yoga on that day. It's just falling in line with the yogathon. So again, all of the same variations apply. If you have a yoga strap or a towel handy, you can get this stretch here. If you don't have anything, interlace fingers, cradle the thigh or the calf, and just bring it straight on up. I think it'll be fun though. And we do have beer yoga tomorrow night. I will announce it again, but we have beer yoga with live DJ happening tomorrow. It's going to be 5:30 Pacific time. There's going to be, as always, the Zoom side and the Twitch side. You're welcome to join in on one or both. You don't have to take the class at all, right? We try to make it entertaining, so even if you're just hanging out watching, it'll still be a good time. Bring your wigs, bring your costumes, bring your pets in wigs and or costumes. And of course, feel free to imbibe on whatever you enjoy. We're going to bend that knee. Bring the right knee into the chest or towards the chest and place that left ankle across the right thigh. Okay. Okay. Whoop. I saw someone chatting. Let me bring it here. Not very yogic of me to be staring at my phone while I'm teaching a class, but I am keeping up to date. In case you missed this part, the ball is about, I did miss that, 7 centimeters across and has a few BBs in it, so it makes sound while it rolls across the board. Interesting. So it's an auditory game. I've never heard of this game. That's very cool. So again, if you want to make this more intense, if you're lying on the ground, we grab for the thighs or the shin. If you're sitting in your chair, we lean forward, trying not to round forward. Imagine there's like a little laser beam coming out of your chest bone. If that laser beam is pointing towards your chair or your belly button, you're probably rounded. See if you can aim that laser beam out in front of your shin. That should straighten up your spine. It should give you more out of this hip stretch. And do me a favor, we'll flex the ankle, push the knee down away from you. I'm like reading chat through the little hole. What's with artists releasing Christmas songs? It's still October. I don't know. Why do they do that? I guess they got to give people enough time to get all into them. Huh. There you go. Sarah, yeah, bring your costume. I just don't have a lot of costumes, so I go the wig route. I don't have enough space to store costumes. By the way, Gina, did you take those wigs? I think you grabbed them. What? No? I didn't see where they were. I assumed you took them. That's a bummer because there was a good blonde wig that my mom had. I would have loved to have brought it for the thing. If people want, I can also share an international match I like to share from YouTube. Yeah, you can share that here, Curl. I'm going to look it up anyway, so if you have a match you like, let me know. All right, so we're going to drop this down, straighten this leg. Let's get into our spinal twists and then our final Shavasana. I popped in on Jen's class the other day, and she was doing Shavasana. Ooh, Sarah, that was a mic check right there. Oh, you put him back in the closet? Yeah. Well, I just am collecting wigs because now it's a thing. All right, let me move my sound pack here. We're going to bring both knees into the chest. Allow the knees and really your whole body to fall over to the left side. Once those knees land, then we can bring our arm up and over. Woo, feeling tight today. Yeah. I wish, Stelios, I'll figure out what's going on. That whole, that and the hydrate thing that comes up when somebody redeems hydrate, they're very finicky for whatever reason. It's like I have to upload it or reload the page every time for it to work. You got the link in your clipboard. You should be able to post it here, Curl. I don't think I have any link restrictions. Nobody has abused that yet. Yeah, thanks for checking, Stelios. It should work. I mean, it literally worked at the beginning of this class when my sister hopped in. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, or the Discord. Exactly. You can do it in the Discord. Yeah, Boo doesn't work either. So in this twist, we can really breathe deeply. Real big inhale. And try to take in even more air. Long exhale. Feel your body just melt away. Melt away, melt away. It's really hard to find Showdown due to everything and everyone using that name. Oh, the name, yeah, Showdown. I can imagine that would be. Yeah, Nurse, I agree. It is, but it to have to reset it after every single use seems a little weird. I think because it's designed for OBS and I'm using Ecamm Live. You know, Ecamm has a lot of the same functions, but I think just certain plugins and you know, things like that just work better with OBS, especially if they're designed for it. All right, so let's come out of this nice and slow. We're going to pull the knees into the chest. We're going to roll, flatten our back. Shift the hips over to the left. We're falling over to the right side, so the knees lead the way. And we park. Whoop. And then, hello, showing some skin there. That left arm comes up and over into our twist. Tomorrow we will be on at 5:30 Pacific time. I don't know what that is for you in Amsterdam. Are you in Amsterdam? You said you're Dutch. Yeah, I know. Watching exactly. I'm aware of my mic pack over here. Yes, I use Stream Elements exactly, and so that's the one I have to reset. So Trigger Fire allows me to have the sounds and videos and pictures pop up in the stream. That connects to Stream Elements, and then Stream Elements connects to Ecamm. And for whatever reason, every time This is the first one that the sound is not working, so I have to reset it. It could just be that, first stream in a little while, things are a little buggy. I should probably just go and refresh everything. Oh, cool. I'll take a look at that when we're done here. Oh, Cyprus. You always tell me that. Who? Oh, Kuro. I'm sorry. Kuro just said they were Dutch. My apologies, Stelios. You've told me that, and we've had a whole conversation about Cyprus being its own country, not a part of Greece, actually occupied by Turkey. I do remember. Sorry, Stelios. Not in Amsterdam. Okay, I'm all over the place. I thought I was... See, this is what happens when I don't stream for a week, people. Fuzzy's like, no, I don't live in Kansas City. Refresh. What's up? Yogo, Sweet Spot. How we doing? Let's get a... Utrecht is the nearest major city. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can get a shout out since I have it in my hand right here. S.O. Yogo Sweet Spots. Welcome in. Yes, I'm still on vacation. Clearly. Thanks for coming in, Yogo Sweet Spot. Good to see you. All right, we're just finishing up here. We're going to come out of our twist and get ready for our final Shavasana. And since I'm tired, this Shavasana is going to last for about 45 minutes. If I start to snore, it means I've reached enlightenment. Don't even worry about me. I'm just kidding. We're just going to be here for a couple of minutes. We got a couple of yoga teachers in here, so you know the drill. If you want to talk about your thoughts on Shavasana, how you like to think about Shavasana, I always love that input from other teachers. So other people in the class or in the room can hear some other thoughts while I'm lying here motionless. And that's really what we're doing here, is we're settling into this stillness and this silence to kind of integrate everything that we learned today, whether it was intellectually, whether it was physically in our body, whether it was maybe you had kind of like a mental or a spiritual aha moment. We're using this time to incorporate it, right? It's like we've downloaded the zip files through the class, and now we're just kind of unzipping it into our nervous system hard drive. Just remembering things that we felt in the class, the moments when we felt like, oh, this is hard. Maybe I should rest. So feeling grateful that you were honoring your body. Maybe you hit a balance pose on a knee that doesn't like to behave, and you felt a sense of victory. There's gratitude available there. Maybe you're feeling a sense of pride for just showing up, being here and trying it, even a little bit. And we can focus on those things. And once we've acknowledged some of those things that we're grateful for, or things that we notice, we just draw our attention to the gentle ebb and flow of the breath here that happens as we settle into stillness. The heart rate slows. Respiration becomes short and shallow. And we just are, right here, right now. We notice the breath here beginning to deepen. And we notice the small movements through the fingers and toes. Slowly waking the body back up. We can take the arms up overhead and feel the body stretch long as you take a big breath in. Open the mouth. Let out a sigh. One more time. Inhale, stretch long. Come back up to seated. We begin by bringing the knees into the chest and allowing the body to roll to one side. This allows us to come up a little bit more gently. Using this top hand, we can press down into the floor to come all the way up. Hey, what's up? John Deeds in the house. How we doing? Active Potential, thank you for the follow. I was literally sleeping on the job here. Almost literally. Not quite. But thank you for the follow. I'm going to hang out and chat after this, so if you have any questions, I'd love to say hello and hear from you. But first, let's end with our 3 rounds of Om. Nice way to wrap things up. So this is our Om No. Hey, Jules, welcome in. You are just in time. Mom usually likes this part as well. And I encourage any of you to join me if you'd like. It's definitely more powerful when we're in the room together and we're singing the same note and we're vibrating as one. It's a really profound experience. But we'll do the best that we can virtually here and now. If not, you could just enjoy the sounds. Hopefully you can hear the box just a little bit here. He is here. There he is. He heard the he heard the Shruti box and he's like, I must go. Mom is ready, therefore we can begin. So wherever you're sitting, find a little bit of a taller posture. Hands can be on the thighs. Maybe you prefer them into prayer position. It's up to you. Let's close the eyes. Let's take a prep breath together before we start. Inhale. Full exhale. Big in-breath for our first of 3 Oms. So good. I hope some of you joined in with me, or if not, just enjoyed the sounds of that Om. I want to thank all of you for being here, whether you were taking class or just hanging out in chat. Maybe you were just lurking. It's all good. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much, and namaste. Woo! Yes.